welcome to my channel, or welcome back, loyal viewers. I'm Kerry, the nosy housefrau, and today we're going to have some random crap from my head and tipsy tea time. I just opened up a bottle of Chardonnay, just having a little bit of it, a little bit of Chardonnay, just a dab of that. And we're going to talk about YouTube and YouTubers. And I have to go over some stuff from yesterday, but first I'm just going to share some random thoughts. Oh, that's terrible. I don't even like wine. So I couldn't have planned this day any worse if I tried. Patrick and I paid no attention to the weather, and we thought we would have just a little alone time at the Church of Costco because it's Sunday, and we were going to have a little Costco date where we like to go and talk to people and say hi to babies and make fools of ourselves in front of babies, and then we go and we try all of the free tramples. I know what you're thinking, no, housefrau, they're samples, not in Toledo, because you're going to always have a little old lady who's going to plow you down to get a crappy veggie cracker. You want. Oh, and if there's cheese, you better watch your digits, you'll lose them. So we go into the Costco and everything's fine. You can even see through my window, the sun is shining now. We're in there, we get a couple of hot dogs, $1.50 at the Costco for a hot dog and a soda. We are last of the big time spenders. So we're sitting down having our hot dog. We don't even get one bite, and it's almost like the diet alarm went off. It was like whoop, 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 like a submarine alarm starts going off, and the lights went out first, I should say, for about a good 5 seconds. And then this alarm is going off, and I'm like, oh. And nobody seems panicked, except for one lady who's a shift leader there or something. She was like what do they call them, a soup? When you hear them go, I need a soup, I need a soup. That's a supervisor, I think. I've cracked the code at the Costco. So it's like imitation game. I'm so smart. So she starts running through the Costco past me, where I'm sitting at the table that has to have the umbrella. I love the umbrella tables at Costco. But anyway, she's running past. We need to get these people out of here. And she was in such a panic that was all I needed to hear. Everybody's sitting there like they don't care. I'm from New York. I was out the door, halfway to the car in the pouring rain, jumping my little Kia with my wet hot dog before you could even say armed gunman. Everybody else is sitting there. Pat runs in the car. He's like, why'd you do that? Why did you do that? I said, hey, there were two kinds of people on 9/11. Those who went back to their seats like they were told to go back to their desks, and people like me who said, you go back to my desk, over their shoulder as they got the heck out of there. I'm just saying, I run first and ask questions later. Had it been a real emergency, I'm sure I would have been completely composed and helping little old ladies to their car. I wasn't purely in self-preservation mode. I just reacted to her panic. I had a little kid on my channel go, aren't you like 50? And he couldn't even use a question mark to add insult to injury. And I was like, listen, little kid, I know you don't leave your house because you're vlogging all the time, but have you not seen somebody over 50? What is this, Logan's Run? I'm like the only ancient you've seen. You're not Merlin, honey. You're not aging in reverse. You just wait. I'll tell you, menopause changes everything. And right, just for you little kids, I'm going to talk about menopause. Leave the room. Or you can fast forward to the drama stuff. But yeah, I want to talk about menopause. Some of you asked me if I pet dogs when I was in the park the other day, and I didn't. And part of that is because I feel like a bog monster. Those of you, my OAB friends, you understand that menopause makes you feel like a bog monster. You used to be human, and now when FedEx comes to the door, I'm like, leave the package and go. Do not look upon me. I'm in the park, and I want to pet all these dogs, and I didn't. And it wouldn't have been such a big deal, but I started thinking, you know, if I was Toddy Westbrook and not a bog monster, then people would be like, oh yeah, she's 3, we rescued her, her name's Molly, thank you for being pretty. And instead, I was like the little old lady in the garbage dump in Labyrinth, like, get off my bag. That's what I feel like. I feel like, and I need attention. And am I scared about weirdos in the park? No, because it's at the point now where I'm so starved for attention that I give weirdos the time of day. I'm flattered if there's a weirdo. I'm like, so when did you first know you wanted to kill me? What? Do what with my lifeless corpse? I'm married, mister. But you're so sweet. You're so sweet. Okay, feeling the Chardonnay right away, so it's okay to slip into Tipsy Tea Time. Because I wanted to touch upon my video yesterday. It's really funny to me. I've said this before, life is a Rorschach ink blot, because people have this false dichotomy that they create. They can't see anything as a gray area. It's all black and white. For example, if you say anything in James Charles's defense and people don't like him, you do. And if you say anything bad about the same person and they do like him, you definitely don't. People don't really listen that much when it comes to the gray areas. And perhaps I wasn't clear. Whose side am I on? Mine. I'm on my side. But when it comes to the situation of those three beauty gurus, uh-oh, Rich Lux channel threw me. Nod to Rich Lux. Tip of the hat. So when it comes to those three people, I acknowledge that I have limited information. And some of it is going to be what I choose to believe in the absence of evidence. Regarding James Charles, and I tweeted this out, I resent having to defend him. I don't like him. And I said this in my last video. I'm not a fan of James Charles, but I am a fan of the truth. So because somebody tells me to pick up a pitchfork and a torch because they no longer like him, I'm not going to do that, particularly when that criticism, that bold claim of being a sexual predator came on the heels of him potentially threatening someone's livelihood. The week before that, he was the greatest guy on earth. And now he's public enemy #1. And it never seems to, it always seems to be extremes with Jeffree. He's dangerous. It can't be I just don't like him. I'm disappointed in him. It's always something to vilify the person, to end the person. So I am skeptical. I'm going to look at this with my skepticals on. And I have to tell you, I do feel skeptical that Jeffree has any real receipts. Because if he did, why wouldn't we have seen them already? If this person was a sexual predator, is that news to him? And something else I noticed about James's video that it didn't quite sink in for me until a little bit later when I was on a live stream, which I should probably make live again, but something that struck me was that he didn't seem upset the way Toddy was upset over losing her friendship. He was really kind of cheerful and confident. He was so polished and prepared. That doesn't mean I believe him. In fact, that's part of why I don't really believe him. Because I go by what I can look at empirically. And we do know for a fact that James Charles bends the truth. He does. I'm sorry, if you're a fan of his, that doesn't mean that he hasn't bent the truth when he said that Sugar Bear approached him first. It simply did not happen that way. And he knows that every good lie has an element of truth. And the people who like him take that inch and make it a mile. But there is simply the truth and the falsehood. And in this case, that is very definite. If you tell somebody that Sugar Bear contacted you, I'm sorry, I'm not willing to brush that off as, oh, he was just saying that. How many times is he going to get the facts wrong before his best critics realize that he is not being truthful? It starts with these little things, right? Like, oh, they contacted me, or, and then it turns out he didn't really try the thing, and he's just saying that, and also he offered, he just changes the facts just a little bit to make himself look good, like changing his high school photo. That's not entirely a lie, he did change it. But he led everyone to believe that he had a reshoot when in fact it was a Photoshop. He implies something else, so often it's a lie of omission. And those are harder to prove, especially when you have a million people blowing sunshine up your arse and who want to believe you. So I see fault on both sides. I do not understand how someone can call someone a predator without receipts, how you can make a bold claim like that. I think Jeffree's new video, his Snapchat, saying that he doesn't want to do this, it could mean that he is struggling because he loves Toddy so much and he knows that it hurts Toddy to see James hurt. So he might be reluctant to open up his normal can of whoop-ass because he doesn't want to hurt her feelings. It could also be that he doesn't really have receipts and he's doing a little, smoke and mirrors in absence of real proof or real evidence. I am looking forward to finding that out, because my first impression when he was talking about, I wish I didn't have to do this, I got the feeling that he was worried about Toddy's feelings. I didn't think he was worried so much about James's feelings, although that's possibly part of it. But I also don't think he has great receipts, so I'll be happy to be wrong. And I have this feeling, folks, that we're never really this is gonna get more convoluted. It's like struggling in seaweed. The facts just get more and more twisted, and we're not getting any closer to finding out who did what to whom. And at the end of the day, they're all rich people that are going to be just fine, whether their friendship endures or not. We'll see what we see. I hope I didn't leave anything else out, but who knows? I thought it was good of Jeffree to make a video that quickly, because he knew people really wanted to hear him say something else. Oh, you know what? After the fifth gulp, this is actually quite good. Really kind of has a good little bouquet. I also wanted to point out something that may or may not have any bearing on any of this. I remember James Charles saying, "Oh my God, sisters, I'm so excited." Like, we should always all be as excited as about his makeup coming out. And I've worked so hard. And you know what? Personally, this is just my personal opinion. That's what you're going to get on this channel. You want to talk about your own opinion, you can have your own vlog, but here you will find my opinion, which I'm entitled to. And I feel that Jeffree works 10 times harder than James ever had. And Jeffree blazed a trail for James. So as much as Toddy has helped him, so has Jeffree. These are people he should be very, very grateful to. And it's a shame that something that started this got so out of hand. I know what else I wanted to tell you. Gabriel Zamora. It was brought to my attention that a lot of this happened because Toddy was triggered by something Gabriel Zamora said. So let me talk to you about remember his original apology? Are you ready to go back to the Titanic? When Gabriel smashed into the iceberg and jumped ship. He had apologized for this whole scenario. What had happened was he posted a picture of everybody giving the middle finger and saying, "Better without you." And he posted that, and it was assumed that that picture was about Jeffree. That is still a bone of contention for a lot of people. But supposedly it was about another friend that Nikita Dragon and my Friends Through the Muds had. So he did an apology video in which he totally denounced Manny MUA. He completely denounced him. He said in his best Jeffree impersonation, "Okay, girl." He was outside his house. Manny MUA was looking to apologize, and Gabriel was just like, "Oh, he's so full of himself." All of these reasons he didn't like him. Now, mind you, fast forward to these recent anti-Toddy videos where he's saying you could have just communicated. Excuse me? At the time that he apologized, I really wanted to chime in because I felt like the only person who didn't like his apology. It was so well received, and I didn't like it. I felt that he didn't take accountability for the fact that he started the whole thing. He started the whole feud by posting a private moment that he had to know would cause a problem. He just, at that time, I think, wanted to please Manny MUA and Nikita and all the people he was with, and he wasn't thinking. It was just a stupid thing to do, and he didn't take ownership of it. Instead, he threw Manny under the bus, backed up and rode over him again, put it in forward and rode over him again, and basically was talking about how he was not going to partake in any of that anymore, and it was negative, and he's, so much better. So I just didn't like that apology because I felt like, am I the only person who realizes that he had no couth by posting that picture in the first place, right or wrong? It's just almost like sharing a DM. You don't need to do that. You don't need to out a person. You don't, as Tawny Michelle said in her very recent video, which is excellent, you don't collect receipts on a friend. And I'm going to link that video below because I meant to say in my previous video that Tawny had predicted all of this on Saturday. She's the reason I got my tea up so fast, because I'm like, she's usually pretty accurate, and she says something's going to go down Saturday. So I went for my walk, but I had that phone on standby. And darned if she wasn't right, like down to exactly saying that it was going to be a reversal of fortune type of thing. It was very, very good. So I'll link her new video below. She just has a new video out on this exact subject where she shares her thoughts, which I think are very good and very diplomatic, and has the usual empathy that I've come to know from Tawny. She always looks at it from everybody's side and everybody's perspective, and tries to, have the moral compass that points to the true north. So, what is that? Please don't let that be a dog hair. Okay. So anyway, I thought it was kind of funny that people said that Gabriel triggered this too, because that means he's the catalyst. He's the catalyst for everything. But, meanwhile, these people are at each other's stores. Now, keep in mind, for all I know, all of these people are laughing themselves all the way to the bank. And that could be the thing that winds up bringing them together, going, this is all so silly. Let's stop this. Look how rich we got from, 5 million subs for you, and then I got my subs back, and she got Toddy to 10 million, getting him back up. I think Metamorphosis Rox, I'll link her video below. She predicted he's going to have 20 million again before the end of the year, and she might be right, because he was up over 14 million again today, James Charles. I hope that's all I really have to say about that. When Jeffree's video comes out, I will comment on my feelings if his video comes out. Also, Tea by Allie had a very good video today talking about the potential of that video, and I will leave that for your viewing pleasure. Another thing Jeffree Star said in his video today is that this is not funny. These are real people and real lives. And it is real people. But I'm sorry, I have never found a situation that I couldn't find humor in. And that is not to be glib about anybody's pain. It's just that that's my way of adding levity to a situation. Have you been to an Irish funeral? I just basically, when I was in the hospital, these women said, "Ma'am, we have to ask you to stop making us laugh when we're trying to deliver your baby." That's a true story. I'll talk to you all guys later. Thank you so much if you've watched this far. I did only drink this much Chardonnay, but I get drunk really fast. So we'll put this down and maybe sober up so we get a little house cleaning done. And thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate all of you. Thank you for enjoying my walk in the woods. They might not be as popular a video, but I'm still going to make them because I enjoy them. And I enjoy that some of my closest friends who have been here with me since the beginning really like those kinds of videos. To those of you who haven't been able to get out of the house, either through operations or not feeling well, it meant a lot to me that that little window to the world was helpful to you. This is 10 years after. I hope you're continuing to feel better, because I just love you. And thank you very much, everyone, for all of the support and the kind words. That's what I put my focus on. And to the trolls, thanks for the view. See you all next time.